Okay, what are we doing today? These are Japanese boxwood. These came from the project at our Buddhist church. I think I took these out about a little bit over a year ago, probably a year and 2 or 3 months. Okay, what it was kind of a ratty looking tree by the pond. Well, came from that one tree or shrub. Well, at the time when I did these, I was fairly confident that we would probably be about 80% success. Well, I just counted and it was only 50% success. There's 1, 2, 3 of them that show signs that it was going to make it. Then it died. This one actually show signs that it was going to make it. The leaves came out. But then it died. And on this side, this one here, I thought wasn't going to make it because it never did shoot out. But then it later came out at a lower point. This one too, I was feeling iffy because all we had was there. Then these lower ones came out. This one here is, I think, is the most remarkable one. It has the really old trunk, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But when you have a project like this, you don't get too excited. First of all, you got to get everything to survive a project like this. You cannot get too excited with the first foliage. This one would have been really great, but hey, after the first burst of foliage, it just died. And those are kind of the norm of the hobby of bonsai. You kind of know what it should do, but you don't. And I was way off my mark. Well, what happens is I get a little on the cocky side. And in the past, I've had great success. And so I figured that I will lose 20%, not 50%. So anyway, what I'm going to do is go ahead and dump these. Oh, that's another thing. You should not dump them too soon. This is a good indicator that, yeah, having hung on to it for over a year, it did come. These, I kept thinking maybe it'll be just late starter. No, they're gone. So I'm going to dump these out and work on these. So what I'm going to do with these is I'll trim and see if I could get the foliage down here to take. So anyway, I'll go ahead and get these out and work on these, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. This was one of my dead ones. Well, as I was getting ready to throw it out, I see this little bit of growth here. So this is one that I should have just hung on to a little bit later. Well, what I'm going to do now is go ahead and shorten this because I don't think the top is alive, but it's alive here. Now, the chance of success is less now that I yanked this out. And that's why when you're making these cuttings, hardwood cuttings, make sure you don't take it out too soon. This was over a year and still is starting to come back. So I am going to put this back in a container, but now the chance of success is somewhat less because it was taken out and some of the little root hair could have been damaged. So these, what I'm going to do is to thin out the top and see if I could get more things to grow down here. So I'm going to thin out the tops. See, everything's fighting for the sunlight. So by removing the apex or things on top, it should trigger the growth down here. It's going to be a number of years before this will become anything, but at least that's what I'm doing now, is to force the growth down here so I have more things to work with. I'm going to see if I could get more growth down here so that I have more options. By opening it up here, it should start to trigger some growth down here. This one, probably something like this. This is a new line that comes up. And I'm not going to clean all this yet. I'm just going to let it grow because I'm not trying to finish. I'm just trying to make it so that I have workable material by next year. This is a good one. It's growing on top heavier, so I'll go ahead and thin it out, but I already got some growth down here that I could work with. So I want the others to look like this so that it's workable material. One it's got good taper, but just nothing down here, so I'm going to remove the apex. And let's hope that it'll grow down here. Okay, this is doing what I wanted to do. I could cut it down here, but I think I'm going to do this for now and see if anything else come up. But this one is definitely workable because I have all this green. So one of the options is to cut it down here. Okay, I think my voice is changing. I think I'm allergic to this boxwood. It seems like every time I work on boxwood, something happens to my throat. But anyway, this one here, nothing. So I'm going to get this to flesh out. And I don't know what's going to happen, but well, something. Over here, this becomes a side branch. Actually, this might, and then this get taken off later. And let's see, we just want to save one. And hopefully it'll fill back in. Oh, what do we got? Well, if that little one to our left makes it, at least it's slightly better than half or 50%. So anyway, these are going to get fed, put back, and we're going to wait another year, maybe even 2 years before we actually get them styled. These were for our church garden raffle and or sales. We're trying to find ways to pay for some of the stuff we need. Anyway, this was one boxwood that could have been twice as much, but it's still not bad considering that it was going to get discarded, and it was one of those things that I said, I'm going to give it a shot. So anyway, this is Hero saying goodbye. I'll see you again in another chapter. So if you got boxwoods, do not discard. Give it a shot. Okay, I'll see you again real soon.